What's up, Unicorn Nation? Max Finn here. In today's video, I want to talk about something that I think could be one of the biggest opportunities and biggest threats when it comes to marketing over the next few years. And it's come up because of a pretty big story that, at least in our world, the internet marketing bubble, that's happened in the last few weeks, and that has to do with a product down here that I believe is called Alpha Grind. I'm going to show you the video in a second, but it's called Alpha Grind. And they're in a little hot water right now because they've been running deepfake TikTok ads to their supplement using Joe Rogan in different interviews and different circumstances and context to basically make it seem pretty convincingly that he is endorsing this product and that other people, guests, Huberman and stuff, are endorsing this product. And obviously it's gotten caught and gotten taken down, but it raises some serious red flags about what does this mean in the coming few months, the coming few years, as the technology gets better and better and better? And what are some of the threats and what are some of the opportunities of this deepfake technology? Now, this is nothing new, deepfake technology, and the discussion and debate around deepfake and the kind of ethics and morals behind it have been going on for years and years now. But I want to kind of speak about it from the marketing side of things, from the advertising side of things, because most people are talking about it from like a more macro level of just, how does it impact politics? Of you could run a deepfake ad of, Biden or Trump or DeSantis or somebody, saying something they didn't say. And eventually the text will be so good that it'll almost be impossible to tell that it's not real. So that people have been talking about that, but I want to talk about just from the kind of silo of marketing. Now, I think this is a challenge with new tech, is that whenever these advanced new technologies come into play, we as humans can't wrap our mind around the full potential, the risks and the benefits and all the things, and we jump to extremes, right? Sometimes it's a fearful extreme, sometimes it's a optimistic extreme, where we look at this thing and think it's going to eliminate all the jobs, or it's going to create this utopia, or whatever it's going to be. But it's very binary and very on the extremes. And so I think there are a lot of really big and valid fears about deep fakes that we're going to talk about. But maybe we'll also be able to create technologies that can handle it, right? So there's two sides to the coin. Same thing that's happening with chat GPT right now, of, people being afraid on the academic side that kids in high school and college are just going to write essays now with it. But guess what happened? You have really smart people in AI that have created tools that can basically flag when something's written by AI. So now teachers can have tools they can run essays through, and it can basically check for AI plagiarism. So it's impossible for us to see solutions of problems when we can't even wrap our head around the technology yet. So I just want to kind of put that disclaimer there out of the gate. And nothing I'm saying here is like definitive. It's just kind of talking about this at a macro level concept. So some of the opportunities. I think this technology could be really, really cool. And I've seen some demos and some platforms out there that already are doing this pretty well, of being able to handle like creative constraints, right? So one of the biggest challenges that I get from students, from clients that I talk to, from just people in the industry is like, I'm struggling to create enough creative. I just can't keep up with the number of creatives I need to make to perform well on all these different ad channels, let alone just like channels like TikTok, which are just, creative machines. They just eat creative all day long, right? They can't get enough of it. And so with this technology down the road, eventually you'll be able to, for example, for me, I can get in, record a video for a few hours of me just reading sentences, saying all kinds of words, training this AI model. And then my team could come in and basically upload any script, could type any script, and create versions, audio files of me saying those, and it's sounding just like I'm recording them. So, hey, instead of me having to sit down and shoot 30 different hooks, my team can literally just upload 30 hooks, and now you have 30 opening hooks that I just said almost instantaneously. Same thing on the visual side. So this is a little trickier, but it's getting better, is me eventually, going into a studio with a bunch of cameras and it recording me doing things, different gestures, different poses, different angles. And then eventually my team could just have me doing different things. So it could say, have Max in this office or in front of this building saying this thing, and it's completely generated by AI. It's not me there doing those things or saying those things. And so I think there's some really interesting potential there of being able to really help companies of all sizes scale up their creative capacity, or even going further and diversifying their creative. So it could be not just me, but it could be like, hey, you want to test a bunch of different avatars. So you now be able to say, hey, there's Max, but let's have, 20 different avatars, different looks, different ages, different backgrounds, right? Having somebody, it's a young guy in his 20s, college student with glasses on, that kind of speaks like this, that has a Southern accent. And then over here, we can have a 65-year-old woman. Like, you can have all different people just generated without having to hire actors and hope that they film it correctly and stuff. So there are so many cool opportunities with this technology, or even legitimate uses of deepfakes for like celebrity endorsements, right? So it could be, previously to get, if you want Tom Brady to endorse your product, very, very, very expensive because he's going to need to come in and film and his time's very valuable. But theoretically down the road, it could be he has different tiers of endorsements where it's, hey, you want the real Tom Brady, this is what it costs. But if you want the kind of AI generated Tom Brady to use my likeness, you can use it. I'll give you permission to use it. Here's the files and upload the script. And it's, it looks just like him, sounds just like him, but it's an AI version of Tom Brady, but it's a lot cheaper, right? So there's some really cool things that I think potentially could be done down the road. Now there's the bad stuff that's happening right now. And I want to kind of share this ad real quick, just so everyone can see. If you haven't been following the story, can watch this ad. We're going to play it for 14, 15 seconds, just part of it. And tell me what you think.
I mean, look, every man should be drinking Alpha Grind. I mean, if you drink coffee and you value your testosterone levels, why would you not take this product? It's really a no-brainer. Plus all of the nootropic, focus benefits. It really separates the men from the boys.
Okay. So now, obviously, if you're watching that ad through the lens of already knowing that this is a deep fake ad and not really Joe Rogan saying those things, it's pretty clear, right? It's he's talking a little slower. Like there's a lot of little cues you can pick up, right? It's not like him talking to camera. He's in its ice bath. The words aren't matching up. So when you go into it with that knowledge, it's pretty easy to pick it up, right? It's like looking at, if you're trying to find like where's Waldo? Once you've found where Waldo is, it's obvious. Look at the picture, you see it instantly. But before that, it's hard to find, right? Because you don't know where to look. So a lot of people, I'd imagine, a vast majority of people that saw that ad and other ads like it, right? There's one of him and Andrew Huberman doing a podcast, and it's sounding like both of them are talking about this product. And it feels really natural. It looks really natural. It sounds really natural in that natural setting. A lot of people scrolling through their feeds, and all they see is this ad with Joe Rogan, who they trust and who they believe his endorsements, because he doesn't endorse a lot of products. The things he endorses have weight. He actually uses them. He believes in them. So when they see him endorsing something, they're like, oh, I gotta take this. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to take it seriously. So there's a lot of people who saw that TikTok ad who likely bought that product purely because they believe Joe Rogan legitimately endorsed it. That's the only reason they bought it. A vast majority probably bought that. Now, again, Joe Rogan didn't endorse that product. Joe Rogan probably never heard of this product until recently, where now he knows for legal reasons that this is what's happening. And that's scary because we're in 2023. This technology is growing exponentially. It's getting better at a faster rate. And so if it's already good enough where a relatively kind of mid-sized, not a huge company, not with infinite resources, like a relatively small to mid-sized supplement company can create something like this that fools so many people, including TikTok's own protection, like algorithm and moderators, human and tech moderators that they have in place to catch, because they banned deepfakes a few years ago. So it got past that for a while. So it got past the tech safeguards, the human safeguards, and also fooled humans. And it's not even that great yet. So think about what this means 12 months from now, 24 months from now, 36 months from now, 5 years from now, how good that's going to be. And how consumers are going to be able to determine whether this is real or not real. It poses a very, very big challenge. And unfortunately, there's no great answer right now. And this is what kind of happens with new tech, is that when new tech comes out, there's a lot of great things that happen, but there's also people, bad actors, that are able to abuse that tech for a short window of time and take advantage of it and exploit it before the market catches on and other tech catches up to counteract those bad actors. And I think that's what we're going to see. I think the next year or so, we're going to see a wave of this. This is just a start. I think what you're seeing right now is probably a lot of, purely money-driven entrepreneurs out there that saw this and like, holy crap, this company did that. They probably made a fortune. I'm going to try to do it. They have no morals, no ethics. They don't care. They're just going to make money. So you're going to see, I think, a wave of these types of ads on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, from a lot of shady, crappy products, crappy businesses, but it's going to fool a lot of people. This is kind of going to be the next wave of the, the fake advertorial endorsement, right? We see a lot of those BizOp offers where it shows, a picture of, Suze Orman or Dave Ramsey or Mark Cuban, like endorsing a product, a picture of them and stuff. This is like the 2.0 version of that. And it's going to be done at a massive scale, and it's going to be very, very hard to catch. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next 1 or 2 years as people are able to kind of keep ahead of the curve of being caught, and what that means for consumers, for marketers, for ad platforms, how they try to handle this, how to try to fight this. Because like I said, it's not going to get slower. It's going to pick up in speed, and the tech's going to get better and better and better. So I'm really curious, if you're watching this, what do you think about deepfake tech? What do you think about this ad? What do you think about this story? Do you think this is a big problem? Do you think this is something that's, hey, it's not really big, you're kind of blowing up proportion? Let me know in the comments. As always, hit the subscribe button there, get the little bell so you get all my future videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now, I was going to hire Sarah McLachlan to do this read instead and play some really sad music behind it to really guilt you into subscribing to my channel, but she was booked and I couldn't afford her. Rates are ridiculous. So anyway, you got me. So if you want more content, if you want to see more videos, you want more marketing and business tips and advice and all that good stuff, or just want to show some support, hit the subscribe button here. It's floating around on the screen somewhere. And if you want to watch more content from me, there's also another floating box somewhere on the screen with another video that YouTube and their really, really smart algorithm thinks you'll like. Check it out. I know you'll love it, and I'll see you in the next video.